Viewers, 145,000 Indians are now infected with corona. In the last 24 hours, 6,535 Indians have contracted this disease. The recoveries are high, 60,000 plus. Recoveries in the last 24 hours is 2,770. The numbers are not alarming in the sense that the important parameters, viewers, are still low. For example, the death toll. In the last 24 hours, 146 overall death tolls. Since the day corona entered this country in February is only 4,167. The recovery rate is at 41%. The fatality rate is the lowest in the world at 2.86% for a country this size in a population of this size. Viewers, however, there are other indicators that are now a cause for worry. Just about 5 states are contributing to this entire figure, but there are some new cases, viewers, some new states that are showing these new cases and are becoming areas of concern. Assam, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Bihar. The number of cases in these states has been going up. Luckily in Kerala only 6%, Odisha 6%, Karnataka 8%, Jharkhand 9%, but that's really the number. Average growth in daily cases in Maharashtra also only 6%, but the overall number is large. So when you look at the overall number, it's large. It's the first 5 states that are pointed out that are suddenly seeing jumps in new infections. And that's really the big problem. Assam, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Bihar. These are the areas where we have to look out for, watch out for. Some of these states are taking extreme precautions, extending lockdowns, as well as, of course, not allowing trains or some flights. But as we speak, viewers, the first corona positive case from airline travel has been reported today in the country. Passenger who traveled in the Chennai-Coimbatore Indigo flight has tested positive for COVID-19. A 24-year-old passenger who traveled in the 6E381 Indigo flight on May 25 has tested positive for coronavirus. 100 more passengers were on that flight. Let's go straight across to Shabir for more details. Shabir, how is this particular passenger doing physically, and what about the other passengers, crew who flew with him?
Well, Rahul, the passenger is stable. He is fine. He was earlier at an institutional quarantine facility in Coimbatore, and now he has been moved to the ESI hospital in Coimbatore. So that is where he is being treated for COVID-19. This passenger traveled from Chennai to Coimbatore in Indigo flight 6E381, and he landed there at around 8 p.m. last night, and he was tested at the airport. His swab samples were collected, and within a few hours, the Coimbatore Health Department officials confirmed that one passenger out of 114 people who traveled in that flight has tested positive, and all the other passengers immediately after that were alerted by the Health Department officials. They have all been under home quarantine, and they have been advised to stay indoors for the next 14 days,
right.
And if at all any passenger shows symptoms, they have to immediately report to the the authorities in Coimbatore. And the contact tracing has also been initiated because this passenger flew from Chennai to Coimbatore. He was a hotel employee, and he was staying in a lodge in Chennai. So contact tracing has also been activated to try and find out whom he was in touch with and how many people traveled along with him, and passengers who were in close proximity of this one particular passenger. They have all been alerted by the Health Department officials.
Well, thank you, Shabir, for that update. Viewers, it's very important to know that if he is positive, it means he would have contracted the virus a few days prior to traveling. So it's not because of air travel. He happened to be obviously corona positive. He was tested. Had he not traveled, he wouldn't have known. Perhaps he was asymptomatic and he would have spread this corona further and farther. But because he traveled, he was tested, it was only because of the testing that he has been discovered and the others have been alerted. So These are, of course, the pitfalls of traveling. You will be in a flight, and if you are alerted to the fact that there was somebody traveling with you who's corona positive, you'll have to self-quarantine. So that's something that you'll have to weigh up. It's important to remember he didn't get in the airport, he didn't get in on the plane, he got it much earlier. Thanks, Shabir, for that update. We move on, viewers, to Maharashtra. Patients are being left to die in the streets. Times Now has been showing you relentlessly, viewers, as we investigate what's going wrong in Maharashtra. Migrants are being herded like cattle in wanton disregard of social distancing norms into trucks and trains. Today, had you been in Dharavi, you would have been shocked out of your wits, viewers. Look at those pictures in the top left-hand corner of your screen. That's Borivali, Mumbai. And if you look at these pictures, you will wonder what's going on. Mockery of social distancing, mockery of lockdown. Lakhs and lakhs of people like this over the last 15 days have been photographed, viewers. This is just the latest. Thousands here in Borivali lining up. They are packed shoulder to shoulder. And there is just no regard for social distancing. Nobody. And these are migrants who are fed up of Uddhav Thackeray dragging his feet over, sending out trains, Shramik trains. So they decided that they would walk to the railway station and therefore do a dharna. Now, these individuals were waiting for buses to take them from their localities to the railway stations. Even those were not provided. And here is a state government, viewers, run by the Congress, that was wanting to supply buses to Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh, saying you can't take care of these migrants. I wish Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi had given those buses to their own ally, Uddhav Thackeray, to press into service so people in Borivali at least would not have had to queue up risking their lives. Patients, doctors are also suffering. Doctors are being ill-treated and are perennially under-equipped to face the onslaught of COVID. Maharashtra government, led by the Shiv Sena, Congress and NCP, is risking the lives of millions of Indians, not just in their state, but as they travel out across the country. But instead of taking onus for their wrong decisions, Rahul Gandhi has conveniently distanced the Congress party from the workings of the Maharashtra government, of which the Congress is an integral part. Believe it or not, Rahul Gandhi has casually said today that the Congress, while it is a part of the government, it isn't responsible for its actions. Can you believe it, viewers? At least 10 cabinet ministers, 2 MOSs from the Congress holding important portfolios, 25 portfolios, viewers, are said to be not responsible for any decisions that are being taken by the Maharashtra government. Is this a joke? Is this a joke on this country? You love the perks of office, you love the power that goes with office, but you are not responsible to the people for the actions you take while you are in office. What kind of cloud cuckoo land are you living in? What kind of democracy do you think you are part of? Listen to Rahul Gandhi if you don't believe me. Listen to what he said today.
We are supporting the government in Maharashtra, but we are not the key decision maker in Maharashtra. So there is a difference between running a government and supporting a government. However, Maharashtra is struggling because of the nature of its connectivity. And Maharashtra is one of the most important assets, frankly, that India has. It is the center of business. So it requires full support from the government of India. I fully understand that Maharashtra is fighting a very difficult battle, and I appreciate that fact. And so are many other states. And it is important that full support of the government of India goes to the people of Maharashtra and the government of Maharashtra.
Now, this is a little strange. He said the state is suffering on account of connectivity. Now, viewers, there are a large number of other Indian states also that are connected to the mainland, to other states. They are also coastal states. They also have influx of migrants. Are all the state governments going to say, well, because of connectivity, you see, what can we do? There's a big problem. So Maharashtra is suffering because of that. Those other states and their governments will also say, West Bengal Chief Minister will also say, well, you know, look, what can we do? The state is suffering because of connectivity. He also said just supporting the Maharashtra government. He's not just supporting it. And we've done a bit of a reality check on this. And I'm going to go out to that graphics in just about 10 seconds, viewers. Congress is officially a part of the Aghadi government. It's not just supporting it from outside. Let me tell you, not a key decision maker in government. 12 ministers with 27 key portfolios. What are these ministers doing? Are they playing Ludo? Are they playing cards? Are they playing roulette? I think they might be with your fortunes, viewers, because they certainly don't want to be responsible for any decisions they take. Listen again to Rahul Gandhi. Pay attention to his choice of words.
We are supporting the government in Maharashtra, but we are not the key decision maker in Maharashtra. So there is a difference between running a government and supporting a government. However, Maharashtra is struggling because of the nature of its connectivity. And Maharashtra is one of the most important assets, frankly, that India has. It is the center of business. So it requires full support from the government of India. I fully understand that Maharashtra is fighting a very difficult battle, and I appreciate that fact. And so are many other states. And it is important that full support of the government of India goes to the people of Maharashtra and the government of Maharashtra.
Well, viewers, you heard Rahul Gandhi there. You heard him there, and let me remind him, since he may have forgotten who his ministers are. Let's just go to a list of the ministers. Balasaheb Thorat is the revenue minister of the state. Not an incidental outsider. Revenue minister, viewers, responsible for collecting taxes from you. Of course, he's not responsible to you. He just collects the taxes. Then let's go on to Nitin Raut, Energy Minister of the state, weighty portfolio. Ashok Chavan, Public Works Department Minister. Ashok Chavan, PWD Minister, Public Works Department. I hope he's on the ball when it comes to the monsoon, because that's going to be hitting Mumbai next. But of course, he has a portfolio, but he doesn't work for you. He's not in any active role. That's what Rahul Gandhi says. Relief and Rehabilitation Minister Vijay Vadetivar. This is the relief and rehabilitation that you're providing, Mr. Vadetivar. But of course, you hold an office, but you're not part of the decision-making process. Is Rahul Gandhi kidding India? Is he kidding the people of Maharashtra? Is he mocking us? That's the question you have to ask, viewers, today. The Congress party guns for the BJP when it's in alliance. In Bihar, in Kashmir, with the PDP, held it responsible for every decision taken there. But when the question is asked of Rahul Gandhi and the Congress, they say, but we are not part of it. We're in government. We hold weighty portfolios, but we don't take any decisions. What do you make of this, viewers? This is like a slap across all our faces. Why are they in power? If no one is allowing them to take decisions or make decisions, then why are they in office? Why is taxpayer money being used to pay their salaries? Rahul Gandhi should ask these individuals should quit. Let's open this up. Let's ask if other people share this point of view. Jayanti Natrajan, former Union Minister of the UPA, an insider of the Congress, someone who was accused by Rahul Gandhi himself of favoring corporates, is here with us. Jayanti Natrajan, if you're alienated for the Congress party, I congratulate you. At least this astoundingly callous remark will not be rubbing off on you. So Jayanti Natrajan, tell me, how do you view the statement by Rahul Gandhi today?
Well, Rahul, I've left, just for information, I left the Congress party nearly 5 years ago. But I don't want to dwell on the past. I want to talk about what's happening right now. I'm no longer a member of the Congress, and therefore I can take a very objective position on what Mr. Gandhi said. And to put it at its mildest, I'm in serious disagreement on so many levels with what Mr. Gandhi said today. You cannot have, number one, you cannot have social distancing in government, especially when you're a part of government. You cannot politically distance yourself from government when you have, like you said, 12 ministers in government. Remember those scenes in Parliament when Mr. Gandhi and the entire party were standing? It's all a part of politics. I'm not questioning that. When they insisted that this government be formed. So if he's not really part of this government, then the ministers should resign and the government will no longer exist. I have no idea how it is possible for Mr. Gandhi to say that there's a difference between support and running a government. I really don't see. It's like saying, and I don't mean this in a lighter vein, it's like saying I'm a little, somebody is a little bit pregnant. At the very critical juncture, when you should be extending the fullest support at the time of greatest crisis, you are actually undermining that government. Number two, Mr. Gandhi in his statement is driving a coach and four through every concept of responsibility in parliamentary democracy. The simple fact of the matter is, if the Congress was not there, the government will not exist. And you owe a responsibility to the cabinet. There is a concept of collective decision making in a cabinet. There is a concept that one presumes that all the 12 ministers of the Congress do take part in cabinet meetings and are a part of the decisions taken by cabinet. And if they're not happy with what Mr. Thackeray is doing, then they should quit, or Mr. Gandhi should ask them to quit. And therefore, it's like saying, I am only responsible for the states which are ruled by the Congress, and I'm not responsible for the states which are not ruled by the Congress. Or even saying that I'm responsible for those ministries which are run by Congress ministers, he's not even saying that. And therefore I say that it goes against every principle of parliamentary democracy known in democracy, and at the very time when that hand should come forward to help the government of Maharashtra, to say that, to undermine it, and to say I'm not responsible is like taking anticipatory bail, is like just walking out on your responsibilities.
Well, I think he's learned from the best in the craft of political social distancing, Sonia Gandhi. She ran a whole government at the center for 10 years by not being part of it. And she very easily distanced every decision. In fact, Rahul Gandhi became so adroit at it, he even tore up an ordinance, if you remember, Jayanti Natrajan. At least at that time, he had he was revolting against Dr. Manmohan Singh. Now, he's revolting against Uddhav Thackeray. He's rewritten the laws of parliamentary democracy. But I have to say, I have to compliment him. He's graduated. He's no longer the student. He's the practitioner. For years altogether, he was student, apprentice to Sonia Gandhi. Today, he's learned the ropes. She should be delighted. She should come out and give him a big hug and say,
Rahul,
wow, you graduated from the University of the Congress School of, political art, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. Jayanti Natrajan. He learned from the best.
Chicanery.
Remember, Rahul, that ordinance you're talking about was something that was discussed at the Congress Working Committee.
Yes.
Was something that was passed by Cabinet. And while the spokesperson of the Congress at the time was briefing the press about the ordinance, that was when Mr. Gandhi came and decided that he didn't want it anymore. But that, of course, is in the past. The fact of the matter is, you can't decide to take a point of view at one particular time, to say something and not take responsibility for anything of the rest.
I feel sorry for the people of Maharashtra. I really feel sorry for them. They're looking for leadership, but they get a response which is so callous. And I want to bring in Sabha Naqvi, who speaks quite sympathetically.
I just want to add one more thing.
Yes,
Rahul.
please.
I want to
please.
add one more thing. If you're not supporting, if you're not taking decisions and you're only supporting the government, and therefore you will not offer your support and advice to the Maharashtra Chief Minister who needs it the most, then why are you offering advice to the Prime Minister of India?
It's a very good
Why
point.
don't you just let the government get on with its work?
A very good point. I think Sama Naqvi,
Why?
look,
If
I mean,
you're not
you know,
able
we can,
to advise
we
the
can
very
today,
coalition which will collapse.
we can today justify Rahul Gandhi's remarks by putting a veneer of some sort of political spin on this. But unfortunately, even you know that he has made such a boo-boo, such a boo-boo today. I don't know. Who was he trying to indict? Uddhav Thackeray? Was he indicting his own ministers who sit like puppets? Or is he mocking the people of the state for perhaps accepting this unwieldy coalition where people enjoy perks of power, they get paid by the taxpayer, but when it comes to serving the taxpayer, they say, well, we've taken decisions, but we're not accountable for them. Now go to someone else and seek accountability. What's going on, Sama Naqvi?
So I actually, Rahul, for the other Rahul, hello Jayanti, I'm seeing you after a long time. I actually basically agree with what Jayanti is saying, because
Yes,
in the
hi,
cabinet of the ministers is also a former chief minister, Mr. Ashok Chavan. So Rahul Gandhi has made a complete boo-boo. You cannot be, as she has put it so eloquently, you can, I mean, it's not as if he's giving outside support. We have seen all that. He is in the government.
Yes.
So it is a boo-boo. It is not, it is
So should they not quit? Forget all this.
Immature.
Since you accept it, why doesn't Rahul Gandhi withdraw his 12 aces from the government? I mean, since they're not taking any decisions, they hold these portfolios. Why are they there? Are they there to make money? Sorry, I'm being very, 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 very bold tonight. What are they there to do? Are they there to make money? To line the pockets of certain industries? What's going on? Why are they there?
Look, they're there. This government was put together by Sharad Pawar. We are
That's
all aware
okay.
of it.
But there are certain principles. This is a time of emergency.
In this situation, first of all, Maharashtra.
Oh no, I forgot. They're there to block the BJP from forming the government. Oh, that's right. Okay, so they're there for that. How silly of me. I completely forgot that. They are there because they don't want Modi to form the government there. They don't want Amit Shah to form the government there. They don't want Fadnavis to be. Yes, of course. How silly of me. I completely forgot that. Let me bring in Tehseen. Let's get the family view on this. Tehseen Poonawala, who speaks for the Gandhis because he related to them, the Vadras. You know best, Tehseen. What is your Sambandhi doing?
Sir, you've got me into this debate after 22 minutes. I'm sure, even if you disagree with me, you will give me 2 minutes, 20 seconds to speak. And whoever's laughing like a clown, I'm sure you can keep your laughter under check. Let me make my point. You can laugh later on. There's no point in being arrogant on a show. It's a TV show. So I'll take 2 minutes of your time. And my time starts now. So the BJP has... It's all right, sir. You can continue to laugh. There's no point.
Go ahead.
The
Tehseen,
BJP has 105 MLAs in Maharashtra. It has 20... Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The BJP has 105 MLAs in Maharashtra. I'm sure you disagree with me, but let me make my point. And 22 MPs. I want to humbly ask you, sir, in my 2 minutes, how many letters were written by these BJP MPs and MLAs to ask for these special trains for migrants to take them home? How many letters were written by the BJP, which wants to come to government and has launched Operation Lotus, to ask the Honorable Prime Minister to return my 16,000 crore GST due money? You've only given me 1,600 crores. I want to come to the third point, sir. You are continuously blaming me for the migrants issue because the most number of migrants are in Maharashtra. But Ajay Bhalla, the Home Secretary of the Union of India, said you don't require state permission for these trains to run. So why are these trains not running? Are they not running because 40 trains, instead of reaching Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, are reaching West Bengal and Odisha, and you're scared of running trains? And my last point, sir, businesses that earn in Maharashtra, I'll give you an example, whether it's India Bulls or it's L&T, are contributing to the PM Care Fund for tax relief. No problem with that. But they are not paying my Maharashtrians money. They are not paying a salary. They are letting go of my Maharashtrians. How many BJP MPs and MLAs have told them contribute also in Maharashtra or donate to the CM relief fund? How many MPs and MLAs have donated here? There is no answer to that. You're just doing politics. At the time, you're not giving me my money and you're taking my business out of Maharashtra to Gujarat where you have fake ventilators, sir.
Okay, you're finished, Tehseen?
No.
What connection
Are you
does
finished?
that have with what Rahul
But I
Gandhi
want to
said?
ask
Yes,
you,
sir, I have.
Tehseen, a counter question before I bring in
Absolutely,
Dr.
To answer even a single word.
Yeah,
on what
I'm
Rahul
coming to you,
Gandhi has
Doctor.
done.
Just as a point of order, I didn't hear you answer the question I asked, but that's okay. Since you came out with a whole bunch of alternate facts, it's fine.
out of syllabus,
I'll get
out of
Dr. Trivedi to respond to you of the Bharatiya Janata Party at length.
Out of
Yes,
syllabus.
Dr. Trivedi, go ahead.
Yes, on the issue you have asked, that constitutional position is the collective responsibility of the cabinet, and when Congress is having so many government ministers, how they can say check their responsibility that they are not part of the government? Might be Rahul Gandhi having in the mind one step backward, means coming out from the government and supporting. This might
His
be
voice
the
is not
strategy
coming, Rahul.
because this is their
I don't
typical
know, can you hear
characteristic
it?
style.
Yeah.
Sabha, this can be the typical characteristic style. Enjoy the power, don't bear the responsibility. This was the same manner in which the UPA 1 and UPA 2 were run, and so is the case here, and so is the case there. Like in Rajasthan, you would have never seen in the entire history of India that the party which is running a state government is not asking government to do the action, the party is doing the action. In the same manner in Maharashtra, when he himself is a part of the government and he's saying we are just supporting the government. And one more thing, as Tehseen ji has said, on the issue of taxes, yes, this is very appropriate. The economic capital of India, Mumbai, is in Maharashtra, the richest state of India. And the richest state in northern India is Punjab. These two states are with Congress. If you disagree to us, you please implement in your state and show it as a cause to us. Show it as an example to us. But if instead of doing, you are trying to do the sheer politics, sir. Other than UP and Bihar, there are certain other states which are having a huge population of migrant labour. Chhattisgarh doesn't need any BJP state to cross from Maharashtra. Jharkhand, from Maharashtra to Chhattisgarh to Jharkhand, you can go there. And then you can go to West Bengal. Where is the problem? But the entire politics is to be done on this state, as Rahul Gandhi is saying. I would just say one more thing.
There are three issues.
Abhijit Banerjee, with whom Rahul Gandhi has talked, the great Nobel laureate, in context to Mumbai, what has said? It is the responsibility of the local government. And on the lighter note, as Jayanti ji has said that somebody can be somewhat pregnant, there is a proverb in North Indian rural areas, Gayo Gabin, Bardo Gabin. Means somebody wants to shed the responsibility and take a neutral stand. He can say, the cow can be pregnant and the ox can be pregnant, so I don't want to take the stand. Anybody can be pregnant. So is the case, seems to be with the Congress party in a typical characteristic manner.
You know, I want to come in here, and I think, Shehzad, you're being too harsh on Rahul Gandhi. He's never held a cabinet position, so he doesn't actually know what cabinet ministers do. So you must not be so harsh on him. He one day will become a cabinet minister, and then he will know that cabinet ministers do take decisions. They are not commanded by remote from outside. He's also not lying, because Uddhav Thackeray is also known to run that government through remote. That is what I believe, according to sources, the governor told him. So maybe he's actually just given away the biggest secret, and he's being dead honest. So perhaps you should commend him for his honesty, Shehzad Poonawalla.
No, I do commend him. He is the longest PM in waiting that has been there around in Indian politics. So I commend him for that, and I commend him for making a Manmohan Singh out of Uddhav Thackeray. He's potentially sent Uddhav Thackeray into political quarantine by the statement that he's made. You know, Mumbai, which is actually reeling, has a Congress guardian minister in the form of Aslam Sheikh. But there you go, responsibility and Rahul Gandhi don't mix, just like drinking and driving doesn't mix. And frankly, this is a family trait. I mean, you ask the family spokesperson on your panel, but every time something good happens, it's all because of Nehru and Gandhi, and every time something bad happens, it's because of Jayanti Natrajan, Shehzad Poonawalla, or any other Congressee they could have found. So clearly, I mean, Gandhi's and responsibility, I mean, the social distancing has been on for a very, very long time. In Hindi, if I would just sum it up, कि मेवा खाएंगे हम आपके साथ, पर जब करोगे accountability की बात, तो खींच लेंगे हम proverbial हाथ. This is the tradition of the Gandhi family, and Jayanti knows that better than me.
Let me bring in Jayanti Natrajan then. 1 second. Let me bring her in. Jayanti Natrajan, do the Gandhis have an aversion to taking responsibility? Simple question.
Well, you know, I really, in the interests of being, I hope I am a very civilized politician. It's a very personal thing for me, Rahul, and I don't want to express how disappointed I am with the way I was treated at this critical juncture. At least, you know, certainly I was extremely disappointed. So I would rather not comment on it. But the thing, I would like to actually bring up another part of what Mr. Gandhi said today, if you don't mind, which is he said that the lockdown was all the phases were a complete failure. Did he include the Congress states in it? Because if I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, it was the Congress states that announced the lockdown even before the central government announced it.
True.
So are those lockdowns, and continue to be in lockdown, are those lockdowns a failure as well? If so, is he going to take responsibility for it? Is he going to tell us why nothing happened in the Congress ruled states? Because if he's not in government in Maharashtra, I have difficulty in understanding that concept, but I'm not going to keep harping on it. I want to come back to the states where he mentioned himself that they're in complete power and decision making. They announced the lockdowns before Mr. Modi did. So was it successful there? How successful? This is a question that the Congress and the Mr. Gandhi need to answer.
Can I answer that?
Well, since he's not responsible for those decisions, I'm sure he will not be accountable to you for a response. So let me just be honest there. Nishant Verma, I won't ask you a question because it doesn't really matter.
That's the tragedy of the Congress.
That's the tragedy of the Congress. And that's the problem here. Viewers, that's the problem. The Congress will remain stunted, will remain a palsied opposition because a family refuses to follow the basic norms of parliamentary democracy. Now, Nishant Verma, I'm not going to ask you a question because it's immaterial to you, whatever question I ask, so I'll just ask you to give your view. What is your view, Nishant Verma?
Thank you.
On your dear leader tonight?
Thank you. My view is very simple, and it is enthused by the observation of the Honorable Supreme Court, and anybody laughing on it like Shehzad will fool himself. The Honorable Supreme Court recently observed that no free citizens can exist if news media is chained to adhere to a single position.
Right.
I have heard everybody on the panel, even you have and the viewers have. So it is good that we have questioned Rahul Gandhi for his alienation from Maharashtra. But when will we discuss the failure of NDMA and its chairman Narendra Modi while the pandemic grows? Please allow me to complete.
36% of the cases. Now listen to the response. The reason, no, this is very important, sir. Please allow me. 30 seconds. I'm not going to take up more of your time. I'm not going to take up more of your time. Just give me 30 seconds. Look, 52,667 cases from Maharashtra. Almost 40% of India's cases are coming from Maharashtra. Just the state.
Yes.
Now, listen to me, listen to me. Mr. Verma, please. This is not incidental. The state of Maharashtra is the state of India. Listen to me.
Come on, sir.
Allow me, sir. Allow me. Look, I'll have to lower a fader. Just allow me. 30 seconds.
What else can happen?
The state of Maharashtra mirrors the state of India. We showed you graphics yesterday, viewers. As the Maharashtra curve goes up, the Indian curve goes up. When it comes down, the Indian curve comes down. Maharashtra is very instrumental in this fight against corona. If it is not critically managed, there will be massive repercussions. Let me give you 3 reasons. Number 1, Maharashtra is the industrial heart of this country. It's the financial heart of this country. If it remains weak, if it suffers a cardiac arrest, it will take the entire country down with it. There is no other way of looking at this. So Maharashtra's health is critical to India's health. Number 2, viewers, Maharashtra has the largest number of migrant workers working within its borders. If they begin to go to their states, viewers, and not only 30% of those migrants have still returned, 70% remain in pathetic circumstances, being completely risked on a daily basis. Look at those pictures, viewers, hundreds of them in closest proximity. Their lives are at risk, and if they take COVID, to other states, those states will simply not be able to cope because we don't have the medical facilities in those states, the poorest states of the Indian Union. 70 years of neglect is not going to change in 7 days or 7 weeks or in 7 months. So they will completely, we will have a catastrophe on our hands. And third reason, viewers, we will never get out of lockdown mode, because once these people take their illnesses to other states, we will have lockdowns there. So India will be in a perpetual cycle. These are the three reasons why Maharashtra is critical, and unfortunately you have a leader there who says the decisions we take, we are not accountable for them.
You asked for 30 seconds. Let me give,
Go
give
ahead.
me 10 seconds, please.
Go.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
The reason why Maharashtra you are debating is because it has a large number of patients that you see. Very true. They are testing nearly 2,500 people per million. They are. The Indian average is 2,000 people being tested per million. And do you know Uttar Pradesh, which is double the size of population of Maharashtra, is only testing at 800 people per million. Start testing Uttar Pradesh, you will find lakhs of them.
Why is
Don't
Rahul
interrupt.
Gandhi
I don't know,
distancing
your
himself?
logic is completely weird.
No, you have
There
not-
are
no, no, no,
infected
no, no.
people
No,
in
you have
Maharashtra.
not heard.
As you
You
test,
have not heard
the more you
the
test, the
Honorable
more you
Minister
find
of
out.
Uttar
So
Pradesh.
what should we be
The
doing?
Honorable
So listen to me
Minister
now.
of Uttar Pradesh
Lower is
said
fader. Listen
that
to me.
every-
Sir, you are absolutely proving the point that I am making. Yes, there are large number of tests, and what we are discovering is, please lower his fader, Nizam bhai. I can't speak every night over this gentleman. Okay, there's a very simple
Rahul,
point here. One second, I just want to come in here.
What Rahul Gandhi has done today, it can be explained in one sentence.
One
When
sentence.
it comes to the issue of responsibility in the coalition, I am self-quarantined. When it comes to enjoying the privilege of the power, work from home. So all whatever the characteristics
That's
of
a
Rahul
good
Gandhi
one.
can
That's
be
a good
explained
one.
in just 2 words.
That's a very good one. That is a good one. But look, this is a very unfortunate
That is a good one.
circumstance.
Sudhanshu Trivedi
You know,
has-
yes, we might be
has made the
deriving
line
some
of
mirth
business.
out of it, but this is not a laughing matter, viewers. This is a very serious and very critical situation.
Can I make a point?
This is central to our country, and that's why Times Now has been investigating this for a week. We began around 10 days ago, and all of you saw us copying a lot of abuse, saying that we were motivated. We saw this coming. We've been on the ground. We've been seeing this. Now, I'll tell you, viewers, how this plays out. Yes, there are more tests taking place, so we are getting more positive cases, intimation of those. Now, what do you think should happen when people test positive? They should be quarantined, right? But that's not happening. A large number of these asymptomatic individuals who are exposed to corona are walking the streets. There is no lockdown. There is no social distancing. So these people will continue to transmit corona in large numbers. The state government is failing in primary responsibility, which is to maintain social distancing and the sanctity of their own lockdown in red and containment zones. They're not doing it. Now, who do we go to? This is state subject, law and order. Who does one question? Who does one question? Rahul Gandhi says, not me, I don't take the decisions, I'm only in government. Uddhav Thackeray says it's all the centre's fault. So viewers, we need either a government that is accountable, or we don't need a government at all. And a large number of people are coming out to the view that maybe we need a stint of president's rule in the state. And I want to ask you, Tehseen Poonawalla, has it come to that? President's rule?
Yes, sir. Sir, I completely am in agreement with Jayanti ji that you are either pregnant or you're not pregnant. You cannot be half pregnant. Therefore, my limited submission to you, sir, is the Maharashtra government has gone all out and dropped the mortality rate today to 2.87%. I quote Times of India. But Times of India, I quote, which you respect, says the testing is so low in Ahmedabad that if testing was high, 70% of Ahmedabad would have been infected today with COVID with a mortality rate of 6.86. My second submission, and this is where I want to end, sir. At the end of the day,
Why is Rahul Gandhi
at the
keeping
end,
do
sir,
gaj ki duri
very
from Uddhav?
unfortunate. I never speak in between. Please don't.
Let him speak. Let him speak,
Sir,
please.
If Uddhav is
Let him
such a
speak.
great
Shehzad
guy,
Poonawalla,
Farah
let him
Basu can
speak.
see it.
Let
Why can't
Tehseen
Rahul see it?
Poonawalla
Okay,
speak,
sorry.
please.
Sorry.
Please, yes. Go ahead. Mr. Poonawalla, go ahead.
Sir,
I was
Rahul,
just wondering why something that's obvious to Farah is not obvious to
Thank you, sir.
Rahul.
Sir, Sir, this is not fair, sir. I come
Go
to
ahead.
a debate.
Go ahead, Tehseen Poonawalla. Go ahead, please.
Keep interrupting. Let
He's
him
not
have
going to
some manners and
interrupt.
etiquette.
Go
Thank you,
ahead.
sir.
We need to move on also. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I completely take your point that today Maharashtra is on a ventilator. I take your point. It's in the ICU. In the ICU, your duty is to give it oxygen. The central government's duty. Give it saline. I quote Nitin Gadkari. What are you doing? You're taking away money from my state and giving it to other states. You're not even giving me money on the point you're poisoning me. Should the central government that can't even run trains, that in digital India loses train, be held responsible? Or is Mr. Modi above criticism? I repeat my last point. How many letters did BJP MLAs and MPs write asking for my funds or donating to my chief minister's fund?
Okay.
Please answer that question.
Well, what we are seeing is artful buck passing. Everyone is going to ask questions of each other. No one has an answer. And the poor people of Maharashtra are suffering. They are being abandoned in streets. They're choking over their own breath. Because this is a serious situation. And today, we are saying that the mortality rate in Maharashtra is low, 2.8, whatever it is. Tomorrow, that won't be the case. We won't have enough beds, and it's coming very close to that situation. We don't have enough wards, we don't have enough beds, we don't have enough oxygen cylinders, and we will not have enough medical practitioners. Uddhav Thackeray is already sending SOSs to Kerala saying, send us nurses and doctors. So we can take today some, and it's unfortunate, succor from the statistics that you're seeing, but these statistics are not what you will see in 2 days from now, or 3 or 4. And then we will still have to ask the question, who's accountable? And we will be told, we occupy the chief minister's post, we are ministers, but we don't take the decisions that we should be accountable for. We take decisions which we must not be accountable for. That's what you will be told. Viewers, serious situation. Serious situation. No laughing matter this. I need to move on.